Bechoros Daf Nun Hey. We know that if you have 10 animals, you're chayav b'maiser behema. Says the Mishnah that as long as the animals are within 16 mil of each other, they combine to make 10 animals. 16 mil is approximately 12 miles. Says the Mishnah that if you have something in between the animals, even though half of the animals are 16 mil to the right and half are 16 mil to the left, they combine to make a minion. What do you have in the middle? The Gemara is machlokes. Rav says that what's in the middle is only animals. Animals can be mitzaref, other animals to the right and to the left. So for instance, if you have 7 animals on the right, 16 mil to the right, 3 animals in the center, and 7 animals to the left, 16 mil the other direction, 32 mil from side to side, and smack in the middle you have 3 animals. According to Rav, that's mitzaref. But let's say you had 1 animal in the middle, and you had 7 to the right and 7 to the left, that's not mitzaref. You have to have that the center animals together with the right should be 10. The center animals together with the left should be 10. Shmuel says no. As long as the shepherd comes to the center, that's mitzaref the 2 sides, and even though they're 32 mil apart, it's as if they're 16 mil apart from the center. So if the shepherd comes there because there's 1 animal there, that's enough. If the shepherd comes there because he has a house or he leaves his clothes there, that's enough. The Gemara is misupik whether or not the shepherd leaves a dog there, is the dog considered something that you have to go to the center and retrieve the dog? Because sometimes you can just whistle, you can call the dog, and the dog will come running to you. So it's not necessarily true that the shepherd is going to have to go to the center. Now in the Mishnah, it says that Reb Meir holds that the Yarden, the Jordan River, creates a barrier between the different animals that you have. So if you have 5 on this side of the Jordan and 5 on the other side of the Jordan River, they're not mitzaref. There's machlokes in the Gemara why. According to Rebbe Ami, it's a technical thing. It's because it's hard to get from one side to the other. So therefore, it creates a chatzitza, so to speak, in the tziruf. There's no combination. But if it would be like a bridge or something, that's not hard to get from one side to the other. According to Rebbe Ami, then they would be mitzaref. According to Rav, though, the issue is that the Jordan River is a border on Eretz Yisrael. And that's why the Jordan River creates a barrier from one side to the other. As it says in the Pasuk, Hayarden Yigval Oisoi. The Jordan River is going to be a border in Eretz Yisrael. Now, even though there's borders, the Torah uses the word Gvul by all the Shvatim, by their Nachla, but all of Eretz Yisrael is considered one. It's Machlokes Tanoim in the Gemara, because in the Pasuk it says, Ki atem oivrim sayarden Artza Canaan, that the land of Eretz Yisrael is considered land, but the Jordan is not considered land, and therefore it creates a barrier, creates a hefsek. According to the other Madam, it says Me'ever liyarden yireichoi. That's according to Shim Vayichoi. There's a shava, a hekesh between the Yarden, the Jordan, and Yerichoi. And just like Yerichoi is considered land, it's considered Eretz Yisrael, so too the Jordan is considered Eretz Yisrael, and it does not create a hefsek for animals. Now, the Jordan River goes from the top of Eretz Yisrael all the way down. So if a person says, he makes a nether, he says, I'm not going to drink out of the Jordan, since people call the Jordan River the entire length of the Jordan River, so therefore he's asked to drink from any part of the Jordan. But when it comes to Meiser Behema, there's a very specific part that creates a barrier and a hefsek for Meiser Behema. And that is only the area from Yerichoi down to Yam HaMelech, the Dead Sea. Because that is what in halacha, in Torah, is considered the Jordan. The rest of it is not, because there's larger bodies of water that flow into the Jordan and mix into it, and therefore it's not really considered the Jordan. Why is it considered? Why do we say that the Jordan River, the Yarden, comes from Shevet Dan? Because either one reason, because it's actually in the name Yarden, Dain Miloshen Dan, or because it says Vayikru loy Leshem Dan. Leshem was called Dan, and Leshem is the Pamios, otherwise known today as the Banyas, and we know that the Jordan River originates from the Pamios. Since it originates from the Pamios, if somebody says he makes a nether that he's not going to drink from the Pamios, so it's also for him to drink all the Jordan water, because the source of the Jordan is the Pamios. And the source of blood is the liver, says the Gemara. Therefore, we know that for oil hameis, you need a kazayis basar, but if the liver liquefied, So a revius of that liver would create an oil, whereas any other organ that liquefies a revius wouldn't do the job. You need a kazayis basar. And the source of all waters in the world comes from Nahar Pras, the Euphrates. So if somebody says, he makes a nether, I'm not going to drink from water that originates from the Euphrates, then he's also to drink all water of the world. But if he says, I don't want to drink water from the Euphrates, not that originates, but I'm not going to drink the Euphrates water, then that's Lashon B'nai Adam. We go with what people think that he meant only from the Euphrates. We know that there's the three Naharis that the Torah brings down that come out of Gan Eden, the Chidekel, the Pishoin, and the Gichain, they all originate from the Pras. But it says in the Torah of an Nahar Aravi hu Nahar Pras, what the Torah meant to say is that there's one Nahar called Pras, and from there's three shoots. One of the three shoots is the continuation of the Nahar Pras. It's not a fourth river, it's actually the original river. So, where do the waters of the Pras come from? So, the father of Shmuel says, Rabbi Meir says that it originates from within itself. It has Nahares underneath it. It comes out from the ground. It comes from within itself. And the Nahar Pras is what waters the Eitz HaChaim and Gan Eden. But according to Rav and Shmuel's father, the water actually comes from rainwater. And therefore, when Klal Yisrael saw in Bavel that the Jordan was overflowing, they understood that it rained in Eretz Yisrael. And Shmuel argues to Pshat and Shmuel. But Shmuel's father, in Nisan, wouldn't allow his daughters to be toivel in Pras. He made them their own private mikvah, because he held that the waters from Pras during Nisan come from the rain, and rainwater is only kosher b'ashbayren, when they're in a mikvah, when they're gathered in one place, not moving. But rainwater that's zoichal and they're moving, they're flowing down the river, you cannot be toivel in them. So therefore he said he can't be toivel in them. But later on, he made them, when the river would dry up, he let them be toivel there, but he made them mats, according to Rashi, on the ground, so they wouldn't have to step in the mud, because the mud would create a chatzitza on their feet. According to Tosfos, he made them mats standing up, so they had sneers that people shouldn't see them, and they should be able to be toivel comfortably and not rush through the tefillah. Have a wonderful day.